Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Highway 49 RC. My name is Erica. Sorry for being a little missing in action this week. I contracted some poison oak pretty good last weekend camping, and it's been a miserable week. I got it all over. It really sucks, so here we are, getting this video done and procrastinating a little bit. I had a viewer in one of my live streams ask me to make a video about how I make the custom links that I have used on various projects, including my scaler, the lower links here, and all the links that I have made on my comp crawler, including the cross members, upper links, bent lowers, steering connecting rods, and behind the axle steering links. Also, real quick before we start, I would like to send this link that I made in the video off with the person that requested that I make this video. So if that happens to be you, please leave a comment and we'll get in touch. So without further ado, let's get into talking about the material and the order parts that you'll need if you're making links. First thing you're gonna need is some round aluminum rod. This is just standard 1/4 inch aluminum. I don't know what number it is, but you can pick it up at your local hardware store. Lowe's and Home Depot have this stuff for about $3 to $4 for 3 feet, and that's plenty to do 2 sets of links. Actually, no, I don't remember. I think 1 bar will get you 4 links. 1 3-foot length will get you at least 4 links. Count me on that. Next thing you'll need are some long set screws. These are 4mm ones that I bought on accident. So don't get these if you're doing links. I mean, you can, I guess. I've never tried using 4mm on this stuff, but you're welcome to give it a shot. I have been using these rod ends for the longest time. These Traxxas 1942 rod ends. They work pretty good, although I gave these a shot. These SSD rod ends. I think they're actually a little bit stronger. SSD number 00020. So I gave these a shot on the upper links on my comp crawler, and we'll see if I like them. Alright, let's head out to the shop and get started. I've got an arbitrary 90mm marked off because I know that that's the length of some of the links that I use, so I'll be able to use in the future if one breaks. So I'm just going to cut that off there real fast, and then we'll head into the other room and get this turning on the lathe. There we go. Alright, let's grab a few things and head to the lathe. While I get this set up, let me talk a little bit about the process. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to center drill the ends to make sure that the holes end up nice and square into the ends when we're done. It's very important. It's a problem that I had a lot when using a hand drill, because hand drills, they tend to kind of go everywhere. If you're not familiar, a center drill is this little guy, and this side is broken on mine, but essentially it's just super short and it's designed to be really rigid so that when you are drilling it doesn't wobble and waver around and you get a nice clean center. So let's get the ends centered and then we'll talk about the drilling the hole. Now let's talk about getting the hole drilled. Actually, I'll have to get back to you on what size bit this is because I am not sure. But my depth that I do is if I'm using a 20mm screw, I usually go about 5/8 of an inch of drill depth. If I'm using an 18 or 16mm screw, I'll go about 1/2 an inch. The way I figure that out is I use a ruler. And so I'm using 20mm screws, so I'm going to go for 5/8 of an inch, and I rotate the drill bit so that I know that the top of one of the flutes that I will mark with a marker is going to be at top dead center, and that's how I will keep track of where to stop, because there are measurements on the shank of this thing. There are other ways you can do it. You can use tape. Tape actually does not work for this very well because it just gets pushed off. So I still put a mark with Sharpie there anyways, just as a mental reference as to where that top dead center flute is. So now at this point, we can grab a little bit of lube and get drilling. Okie dokie, let's head back to the garage and we'll get those tapped out. Alright, come on down. Let's have a good talk about tapping. So, I had a quick measure. This is a .097 drill bit. When you buy a tap and die set or a tap and drill set, oftentimes it will come with a drill bit, so you don't really need to worry about that. I'd recommend picking up a center drill from like MSC. You can get them on Amazon. Like, they're literally $1, less than $1. It's worth it. And then for tap brands, I have had such good luck with this Erwin Hansen tap set. I have never broken one of these taps. I've been using them for years. They seem to be really flexible, like just soft enough that they have a little bit of flex, but not so little that they snap. Yeah, I've had these taps longer than I've had any other taps. So that's pretty cool. Next thing I want to clue you guys in on, Tap Magic. This is like some of the best stuff you can get for tapping holes. It makes things go so much smoother, and it kind of helps eliminate some of the galling that happens and sticking with aluminum. Because when you're tapping aluminum, if you don't know, aluminum is a very sticky metal. It sticks to cutters, it sticks to drills, it sticks to taps, and it's no good. That stuff helps a ton. So, tap handles now. I have a couple of these. Well, we have a couple of them, my dad and I. We've got a smaller one and a larger one. Now I'm going to have you guys guess real quick, which one do you think I prefer for small tapping? Yeah, this one. The reason for that is that with this larger tap handle, something in my mind tells me that I can be rougher with it. I can put more grip, I can put more force, and I have less perceived feel of the tap and how it's cutting and what the tap is doing in the work. So I don't like using this one for small tapping jobs. You're doing 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8, anything in those ballparks, something like this is fantastic. I prefer a smaller, more delicate, lighter tap handle for doing small work such as links, also doing custom parts, stuff like that. It's just generally all around, in my opinion, it's a little safer route, because when you hold something small and like a little more lightweight in your hand, something in your head just tells you that you need to be a little more careful with it. And I think that that's important when it comes to tapping with itty bitty little taps like these guys. Now, a word on types of taps. So there are plug taps and bottoming taps. The difference between a plug tap and a bottoming tap is a bottoming tap will go to the bottom of a hole and stop. And you'll have threads, you'll be missing only 1 or 2 threads to the bottom of the hole, as opposed to a bottoming tap that will actually be missing quite a few threads. So you won't actually get to the full depth of your hole. Or you won't get as close to the full depth of your hole as you will with a bottoming tap. So for doing links, the ideal is to use a bottoming tap. So with that being said, let's get this clamped. I like to hit this with a file real quick before I start. Alright. Just a dab will do you of the tap magic, and away we go. So when you're tapping with small taps, go in, just keep turning the first bit until you feel it snug up. So it's snugged up for me. Now I'm going to back it half a turn, and then go in half a turn. Back half, in half. Back half, in half. And that's the rhythm that you really want to do with most tapping jobs. Especially little stuff. Larger stuff, you can go faster for sure, but you don't want to be breaking taps, and so half in, half out, that's generally a good way to go. Now that we've hit the bottom of our hole, we're going to back the tap out. Now, what I want you to do is not take the tap all the way out with the handle. Take the handle off, spin the tap out by hand. The reason that is because once you get to the top, your tap is going to start wobbling around with such large leverage on it with the tap handle. So once you get to the top, the last couple threads, your tap is going to be going like this as you're spinning it out, and that wallows out your threads, making your threads not as tight. Now that we've gotten that out, just make sure you clean the flutes of your tap out before you go into the next hole, and we can continue. Final step now to complete your link is just file off the corners a little bit, get them smoothed over, get any burrs off, just clean it up a little bit. And if you prefer, you can blow out some of the extra chips and any oil that's left in the holes with some compressed air. And then you've got your link, you can take it and go assemble it for your truck. There you have it. Now all it's left to do, throw some set screws into your rod ends, thread the rod ends into your link, and it's literally just like any pre-bought link that you would buy at a store. And you made it. So congratulations, you made your first links. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's actually an updated video in a lot of ways because I made a video very similar to this a very long time ago, almost probably 4 years ago now. And so thank you to the person that suggested that I do this because it just makes sense. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, so hope you guys have enjoyed. Please leave a like, hit that subscribe button, comment down below if you're going to go make a set of links for your own. And as always, follow me on Instagram, support me on Patreon, join the Discord server, and with that, I will see you guys in the next one.